let's go into it, man. We had Jack Della Maddalena versus Belal Muhammad. Man, Jack Della, huh?
Oh my God. Hey, first off, let's be real. Let's give credit where credit's due.
Okay,
Everybody likes
well,
to talk about how boring Bilal Muhammad is.
he
This was a
is.
fucking banger. This was a banger. It takes two to tango. You know what I mean? It does. I have to give credit to Bilal Muhammad. I didn't expect this type of fight from him, if I'm being honest. But everything that Jack Della brought, Bilal was there for it, and I got to give respect to that. It was a sick fight. This was a sick fight.
He probably got tired of commissioners not knowing who he is, of fans asking to take pictures with this belt instead of him. Like, dude, he's like, I'm over it. I got to start bringing some excitement to my name. It was a good fight, man. Look, uh, I did put down my notes very first thing. It looks like Bilal's willing to trade this fight after the
Oh
very first
yeah.
round, right? Like right off the bat, uh, really good. Jack Della working the jab really well. Crisp boxing, man, to start off.
Oh yeah. And that's what you expect, right? You expect that from Jack Della. Shout out Ghost. Thank you for joining. Happy Mother's Day. And yeah, you expect that from Jack Della. You expect him to have good boxing, nice combinations, things like that. Everybody expects Bilal Muhammad to take people down, especially a striker. That's one of the things you also have to give credit to Bilal for is he's an expert game planner and he'll fight a very good fight specifically for who he's fighting, right? Um, HLB Comer says, I knew Bilal was fucked when he came out dancing.
Oh, the belly
Oh,
dancing?
man. I didn't see it. I didn't watch the walkouts. I'll be
Dude, they're
honest. I was,
putting like the Vaseline on his face and he's doing like this little like belly dance while he's like sitting there. I'm like, what is going on right now? Look, I don't mind
yeah.
watching Israel Adesanya come out and doing the choreography dance, you know what I mean? Because it looks sick. When you're just standing there and somebody's putting Vaseline on your face and you're doing like this little belly movement, I'm just like, oh, dude, I don't know. That's very good.
Hey,
So
man. If
I'm
that's
I'm
all
with
you got,
HLB
that's all you
Comer. I was
got.
like, oh, he's doing the dice roll thing too many times. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Just
classic.
so
I
good.
think that's all he's got.
But yeah, Austin saying Bilal's a solid guy, so overhated. This was a classic fight. But everybody who thought that JDM didn't have a chance probably feeling really dumb right now. And I believe it was Laura Sanko that said this game will make fools of us all, right?
Yeah, and it's a great quote because it really, I mean, I was talking to Ghost before, and it's like, you know, JDM has the tools to beat a guy like Bilal, but you just don't know what Bilal's bringing to the table for every single fight. You know how complete his game is, but you really don't know which Bilal's going to show up and what his efforts are going to be. Uh, Ghost says, I saw someone say that Bilal had the worst game plan, but I thought he looked very good here. But there are habits like him dipping to his right every time he sees a
Mm.
jab, which JDM exploited. Yeah, and look, uh, also shout out real quick to Genevieve. Sorry, I'm late, boys. Had a Dutch baby in the oven. But look, so thank you for joining.
What's up,
I,
baby?
I see a lot of people saying, why wasn't Bilal shooting? Clearly, you want to shoot on someone like Jack Della because we saw what Gilbert Burns did, right? Up until the finish, he was taking him down kind of at will. Um, but look, I know a lot of people are making comparisons to the Leon Edwards rematch, the second fight with Bilal, where he took him down and really just like he just grappled the shit out of him, right? And it was an
Mm.
aggressive takedown heavy performance. Um, and everyone's like, why wouldn't he do that to Jack Della? And it's like, well, maybe because Jack Della is not Leon Edwards, you know. And one of the things that Bilal did in the Leon Edwards rematch was just stay in his face constantly. And maybe the
Mm.
punches aren't the prettiest, but he's making someone like Edwards, who Leon wants space. So if you walk towards him, he's going to walk backwards because he wants space to set up his kicking game and things like that, right? Um, so he basically walked himself back by just having Bilal enter the space because he doesn't want to fight in a phone booth, Leon, unless you're clinching. He's very good at clinch fighting, but if he's trying to strike, he wants distance, he wants separation. So he's constantly giving octagon real estate to Bilal, who then pressures him up against the fence and then can take him down.
Mm.
Jack Della doesn't give a fuck if you walk up to him, and we saw that immediately in that first round. If you walk up on Jack Della, he's gonna rip you. So it's not necessarily why didn't Bilal. Well, if you're asking the question, why didn't Bilal fight Jack Della like he fought Leon Edwards in the rematch? It's because he fought Jack Della, and Jack Della is not Leon Edwards, and it's a very different type of fight. than Belal was used to in the Leon fight. So I just want to get that out of the way and say, I don't think this was a bad game plan from Belal. I think he just struggled with what Jack Della brought to the table.
Yeah.
Does that seem fair?
No, absolutely, absolutely. Another thing, by the way, goes kind of adding on to what you said, saying the position Bilal shoots his head inside. JDM was constantly feinting strikes in that space,
Yes.
so making it harder, right, for Bilal
Yeah,
to want to shoot into. Yes.
you would see him slot the uppercut, and you say, "Hey, this is waiting for you.
Yeah.
I know how you come in."
Just a little threat right there, you know what I mean? Just showing him real quick,
Yeah,
which we
but
actually saw a TKO like that, which we'll discuss later on
yes.
in the podcast, right? But look,
Hmm.
I give Bilal props because he was the one that was also putting pressure. I felt like he was chasing after Maddalena quite a bit. Instead of
Yeah.
cutting off the octagon, he probably could have done a little bit of a better job there.
Hmm.
JDM did a really good job, I felt like, off his back foot too, in landing some counters off his back foot,
Oh
especially like
yeah.
probably like the third, fourth, fifth round. It seemed like Bilal, the urgency, of course, started going up, right? Like,
Hmm.
and so I feel like he was overreaching in some cases because he was
Hmm.
really trying to land something at that point. He probably knew he was behind on the scorecards.
Yes.
And JDM really capitalized on him overreaching and was able to
Yeah.
land some nice counters.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, Jack Della's slip game was very good, and he would do this thing where he would jab and then slip to his right, and I thought Bilal clearly game planned for that because there was a couple times where he'd throw this switch kick to the body, and sometimes Jack Della would lean right into it. And you're like, well, that's very cool because he knows the head movement from Jack Della. But I thought, to your point, Jack's slip game and his pivot game in this fight, his ability to create angles and slip off of some of the, I don't want to say lazy shots because they weren't lazy, like maybe just reckless, like you said, over
Mm,
aggressive from Bilal as he was trying to close that gap as the fight
yeah.
progressed. His ability to take what Bilal was giving him, evade it, create an angle, and then rip him back was very cool.
Yes.
Ghost says one adjustment Bilal did make was countering JDM's pull counter, which was a kick to his exit with the switch. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I promise you, Ghost, I didn't read that comment and then say it all late and pass it off as my own idea. It just came in right now. There's a delay on the live chat.
And then, so all those things being said, still a very exciting fight. So,
Hmm.
props to Bilal, props to JDM for putting on such a fight. Man, Bilal looked pretty beat up at the end. Did you see his split lip?
Yeah, we'll have a picture. We can show that.
Oh no.
Um, but I also want to say that the commentary did Bilal a disservice, I think, with he was landing his right hand throughout the fight, especially early on, and they just weren't saying anything about it. The striking numbers on this fight were extremely close. I would think that I thought I'm not going to say this was the wrong decision or anything like that. I thought Jack Della very easily won this fight. Um, but I do want to give him credit where he was landing on Jack very well. And maybe it's just a case of Jack's game plan was defense heavy on takedowns. So he was just, hey, I'm going to eat some shots
Mm.
probably, the dip to right hand from Bilal is very good because you think, oh, is he taking me down? Oh, no, it's the right straight. So that worked for him really well. Dude, the
Oh,
fifth
the
round of
knee.
this fight, the fifth round of this fight, I don't care who you had going into the fifth round. The reality is the judges had it 2-2. The judges had this fifth round the deciding round. And, well, two of the judges did. The majority of the judges had the fifth round as the deciding round. With knowing that and the way this fifth round progresses, Bilal heavy pressure saying, hey, I need this is champion's final
Yes.
round. I need this, right? He's coming forward. Jack Della is just lighting him up as he comes in. He lands this knee, splits him open, and Bilal is just has the tenacity to keep going. He gets the takedown, and you're like, oh shit, there's like 3 minutes left at this point. If he can if he can land some damage and even just control, there's a very real possibility Bilal wins this fifth round. And if he did win this fifth round, then he would have won the fight with hindsight, knowing the scorecards. So he gets the takedown and he's smashing Jack Della, and you're like, oh shit. And where we saw him early in the fight, where Jack Della was kind of fine with accepting a position for a little bit, and this time, dude, with everything on the line, they're bloody. They at this point, Jack Della got the better shots in, but it's not like he was unscathed. Like he also got lit up this fight. And
Yeah,
for him to hit like a knee lever sweep from half guard to create the
solid.
space, get his knee in between the legs, and push with his knee slash shin in the crotch of Belal to elevate him and get him up, turn it into a single leg of his own, and walk back up to the fence, and then win the rest of the round, wins him the fight. So for anybody who had questions of Jack Della's championship medal or anything like that going into the fifth round, he had to dig deep to hit that sweep against someone like Belal, who's a very good grappler. We've seen Belal out grapple much better grapplers traditionally than you would consider Jack Della.
Yes.
And the fact that he hits that sweep in the fifth round to then continue to work on the feet and ultimately secure the win in the fifth round, that's champion level shit, dude. That's a true champion in Jack Della.
Yeah, awesome, man. Just a phenomenal performance from both men, but especially Jack Della. I know you were saying this. So the strikes, right? I saw a post
Yes.
earlier that showed significant strikes, 178 to 132 for Jack Della.
Very good.
Uh,
Yes.
right. Would you feel like most of that was from one specific round, that difference, and all the other rounds were closer?
Well, let's see. I thought so. Two judges gave Bilal the first round, which I think is kind of crazy. I think you could go 3-4, maybe. I don't remember what it was. I thought the fourth round was a Bilal round. Um, I just thought the fight was much closer than the commentary was leading on, and then like the live stats they showed during the fight throughout the whole card were all very inaccurate. Um, of course, the UFC stats website's not loading for me right now.
It's all good.
But yeah, I'd be interested to see round by round. What did you think? Did you think the fifth round was deciding it, or did you think Jack was like up comfortably at that point?
I felt like Jack was up comfortably at that point.
Yeah, I had it. I had it. You could argue 2-2 going into the fifth, or 3-1 for Jack. I thought Bilal. I don't remember if it was 3 or 4, but I thought Bilal clearly took one of those rounds. I forgot which one now. But then I don't know. Two judges gave him the first. I thought that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, shout out David. Thanks for joining us, by the way.
Yes. I think you try to play
Talking
with the Canelo
about
hands to gain more respect, which is dumb. I don't think you shot a single takedown in the first two rounds, and later it was too late. Well, yeah, when we talked about it, I think part of that maybe the pressure to be an exciting fighter, but I think part of it also is Jack Della's footwork.
Della's game plan. Yeah,
He wasn't in the position that Bilal likes people to be in to shoot takedowns. Uh, but yeah, so you alluded to the damage on Bilal's face. So the next picture is
yes.
a little bit graphic.
Ooh, warning to everybody that might
Warning,
be
graphic
wheezy.
warning.
Oh,
Yes, the knee split him open under the eye, but what I didn't realize is the lip, that upper lip, man.
completely split, huh?
Yeah, and Dana posted a picture. I'm not going to show it because I legitimately think the video will get taken down if we show the picture that Dana showed, because the
Uh,
doctor's opening that lip to show it better, and you're like, hey man, can you fucking let him chill, dude? What is up with this thing that they're doing lately where the UFC doctor is taking these super up close pictures with flash of these fighters' faces after a fight and then posting it on social media? It's like, dude, can we not do
chill.
that? Can we let them get stitched up, please? And it's like not in the cage or anything. It's like off the side. You're like, is that the first thing to do while they're
It's
trying to
so
like?
gross, dude. Evie saying,
Uh,
that's not that bad.
HB Comer saying disgusting.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
I've seen worse from one last week. The bar has been raised. There's been
All
some
right.
doozies. But yeah, I think this was I thought this was an instant classic. I think this is a fantastic fight. It very well might be the UFC's fight of the year right now. At this point, we're almost halfway through the year. This might be the fight to beat for fight of the year.
Ooh, okay.
Umar versus Marab is also very good. That was this year, right? But this was fucking awesome. It's a great
So
fight.
you have Sean Brady, ranked number one. You have Shavkat Rakhmonov. Then you have Leon Edwards. Kamaru Usman's still up there, huh? Number four.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, look, if we're talking about the landscape of what's next for welterweight, Islam is already saying he's moving up. That was the whole thing, right? The reason they haven't booked Islam is because they were waiting for this fight. And if Belal wins, Islam stays at lightweight. If Jack Della wins, he moves up for the title fight. You had Ian Gary, who was the backup for this fight, so he's clearly in
Yes.
contention from the UFC's point of view. Shavkat is the number one contender, but he's battling health issues. It sounds like they're going to do Islam versus Jack Della and do Ilya Topuria versus Charles Oliveira at lightweight. But I've heard some things that maybe it's not as clear and cut. So apparently things are being people are being difficult, and we'll see.
Nice. Which people? Can you say?
I will not say.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we shall move on then before
Yeah, I'll
anything
tell
is
you
said
later.
that should not be said. All right.
I literally found out like 15 minutes before we went live, and I was like, oh. So
Well,
I'll
that's
let you know later.
all right.
But
Hey everybody, Romero and Will here. Thank you for watching that short clip. Just so you know, that was a small excerpt from what we covered this last Sunday, right, Will?
yeah, we cover the entire event every weekend. So this was just a cutout from the live stream that we did. The link to that live stream is in the description. So if you want to hear about the other fights that night, it's down below in the description. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell because we go live every Sunday to cover events. And if you do that, you'll know for next week and you can tune in and be in the chat and get featured on the show just like everybody else was on this clip.
We hope to chat with you live.